All right, what's up, everybody? Willis here. We're back with another Honkai Star Rail video. I know it's been some time. I've taken a break from the game, but we're back. In this video, we're going over the brand new 5-star character, Acheron. She is one of the best DPS characters, and we're going to check out her abilities, her light cone, as well as the reasons why she's so strong. So before we get into it, I'd like to give a big, massive thank you to the Epic Games Store for sponsoring this video. Honkai Star Rail is finally available on the Epic Games Store, completely free to play. Playing Honkai Star Rail on Epic will get you exclusive rewards on top of weekly free games every Thursday. So to celebrate this launch, you can redeem 50 Stellar Jades in-game using the code on screen or in the description box below. Just open up the menu and click on the 3 dots in the top right and select redemption code. After you enter the code, just check your mailbox, obviously, where it will normally be for the rewards. Acheron is the brand new Lightning Nihility unit that just came out in 2.1. She is a lone drifter that claims to be a Galaxy Ranger, traveling the universe with her longsword to keep her company. She has a unique mechanic that will push you towards a debuff heavy playstyle in order to do a massive amount of damage that will rival hypercarries like Jinglu and Dang Heng. The best place to start is with her talent atop Rain Leaf Hang's Oneness. This removes the energy requirement for Acheron's ultimate, instead letting her use it when she gains 9 stacks of Slash Dream. Slash Dream is generated whenever a unit on your team inflicts a debuff on an enemy target, so things such as break effects or specific character debuffs like Pella's Defense Down are perfect for triggering this talent quickly and often. Applying a debuff also applies a stack of Crimson Knot to the enemy, which doesn't do much on its own, but it's super important to the gameplay with Acheron. On top of these unique mechanics, the talent also reduces all enemies' resist by up to 20% for all elements during her ultimate, which is a nice little damage boost. Finally, whenever an enemy is defeated or leaves the field while Acheron is still active, Crimson Knot stacks will automatically be passed onto the enemy with the highest amount of stacks. It is important to stack Crimson Knots as high as possible because they make Acheron's ultimate deal more damage. Her ultimate is Slash Dream Cries in red. Acheron will unsheath her Rainblade, using it to attack 3 times before delivering a 4th and final strike. Each of the first 3 attacks can be targeted at an enemy of your choice, dealing 372% attack to that target, as well as 300% AoE damage to all other enemies. The most important part is that the ultimate removes up to 3 stacks of Crimson Knot per slash from the target, which deals more AoE damage, scaling higher depending on how many stacks of Crimson Knot was removed from the main target. Essentially, you want to use each of the 3 slashes on a target that has at least 3 Crimson Knot stacks to do the most amount of damage possible. The 4th slash removes all Crimson Knot stacks on enemies, essentially resetting them. His skill, Octobolt Flash, lets her apply Crimson Knot to an enemy herself, as well as gaining 1 point of Slash Dream. It's not really enough for you to run Acheron without any other debuffing characters, but it helps her to be at least self-sufficient. All of these abilities already make her a fairly potent damage dealer with complex, interesting mechanics, but Acheron really shines once she gets access to her major traces. Her first Red Oni lets her stack each battle with 5 points of Slash Dream already available, as well as applying 5 stacks of Crimson Knot to a random enemy. This gives her a massive head start on her ultimate every time you start a new fight. If this wasn't already enough, she also gains a stack of something called Quadrivalent Ascendance for each stack of Slash Dream after the initial 9 needed for her ultimate. This buff stacks up to 3 times and refunds them as Slash Dream stacks after you use your ultimate. Her second trace, the Abyss, gives Acheron a damage modifier of 115% or 160% if there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than herself on the team. This is a huge damage that pushes her to insane levels, while also freeing up key non-Nihility units like Bronya, Rune Mei, or Sparkle for your other team. Her third and final trace is Thundercore, which increases her damage by 30% up to 3 times each time her ultimate hits a target with Crimson Knot stacks. On top of that, the final slash from your ultimate now hits 6 more times on an unlucky random enemy. Trace rewards you for playing Acheron correctly, with the potential 90% damage boost lasting 3 turns. As a slight bonus, it's worth mentioning she also has one of the coolest techniques available in the game, teleporting a short distance before hitting an enemy and instantly killing normal enemies without combat. Anything more powerful instead starts combat with the Quadrivalent Ascendance buff and deals damage to enemies and lowers their toughness regardless of their weakness type, triggering lightning weakness if you deplete their toughness bar. But yeah, hopefully this breakdown gives you a good idea of how insane the damage stacking on Acheron can get. But if that still isn't enough for you, then we have to take a look at her light cone. It gives you up to 60% crit damage and inflicts Mirage Fizzle on an enemy you hit. Not only does this give you increased damage to targets affected by it, it's also a debuff, meaning that you can effectively add another stack of Slash Stream whenever you do damage. The light cone also gives you increased ultimate damage, meaning it's literally perfect for Acheron. It boosts exactly what you need, adding to her already ridiculously good kit. All in all, Acheron is a key character to pull, capable of doing effective damage to enemies, and will only get better with any new Nihility characters that will be released in the future. Once again, thanks to the Epic Games Store for sponsoring this video, guys. I highly recommend adding Acheron to your team. And yeah, with that being said, be sure to leave a like on this video, guys. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.